What is going on, everyone? It is your boy Knowledge. Today we're going to be breaking down how to actually build a 5K a month notary business while you have a 9 to 5. And after being in the notary business for going on 10 years and making 7 figures plus in the notary business, and also having multiple days where we've reached 10,000 plus a day in revenue, I can say that I'm more than qualified to share this information with you guys. If you guys would like to have the numbers and see all the things that I'm talking about, there's going to be a free training in the description. There I'm going to break down the 7-figure notary system deeper, show you how it works, pull up the numbers. But with that being said, let's actually dive into the video. And what we're going to talk about today is how to build a 5K a month notary business while you're working a 9 to 5. So one of the most common excuses or rebuttals that I get is like, oh, I have a business, but I still have my 9 to 5. How am I going to actually do this? How am I going to actually have my 9 to 5 and have a business? But to be honest with you, you have to remember, if there's a will, there's a way. If you want to get it done, you can get it done. But you just have to be strategic with it, because you're bringing in your income from your 9 to 5. You understand that, okay, this is going to pay my bills. So they always say that your 9 to 5 is what pay the bills. And then what is it? Your 9 to 5 pays your bills. And then your 5 to 9 is setting yourself up for your future. So think about it like that. As soon as you get off from your job, it's time to shift into business mode. And once you start getting into the momentum and the habit of doing that, then you can step away from your 9 to 5. But you have to take it seriously in the beginning. You can't treat it like a side hustle. So with that being said, first things first is you have to make sure that you have your own working hours just for your business, right? So what happens is most people get off work and then they just chill and go back to their regular lives. But you have to actually set time aside for your business. But that being said, you need to own the after work window. So I'll write that out for you guys so you can understand what I'm talking about. Oops, my thing is just going crazy. And what do I mean by that? When I say own the after work window, that means you need to make that 6 to 10 your money hours instead of like random free time. So it's very understandable. After you get off work, you're tired, take a break to yourself if you need to, but then just switch back into like, all right, I'm in entrepreneur mode right now. I'm in business mode. So that 6 to 10, that 7 to 10 is more than enough time to crank out all the stuff that you need into your business. So if you know that you're the type of person that wants to have your business cards ready and have all your stuff complete, you need to go ahead and start working on that. So that means you need to be working on your business cards. You need to be working on your flyers. You need to be working on your door hangers. You need to be working on your websites, your GMB. All of these things can be done after you get off work. Where most people mess up is because they're so tired and they're so drained. By the time they get off work, they don't want to do anything else. But it's best to take that time for yourself, eat your dinner, kiss the wife, kiss the husband, kiss the kids, and then get to work. Because what you're doing now is setting yourself up for the future. So that way you can step away from your business and step into the dreams and the realities that you can build for yourself. So you're going to be stepping into your new life. But in order to do that, you have to be working at it each and every day. It's not one of those things where it's like, I'll work on it just a little bit and you'll be good to go, because it doesn't work like that. I always say, in order to actually have your business grow, you at least need to put 2 to 4 hours into a day. Because what happens is the more you work in your business, the deeper you start to see that your business can get. The more stuff you learn, the more strategies you get, and that compounds and pushes you past everybody else. Everybody else wants to work on their business little by little, but that's not actually what moves the needle. And take it from me, I know what moves the needle. In order for you guys to do that, you're gonna have to put in consistent time into that business. So that 6 to 7 to 10, excuse me, that 6/7 to 10 is going to be your success window. Let's call it that. That's your success window right there. That's where you're going to actually work on your business, right? That's where you work on your business. Next up, you need to sell convenience, not just notarizations. So sell. So on one of the comments that I've had in the past, one of the people were saying like, oh, people can just sell convenience. Is that how you spell convenience? No, that is definitely not right. Let me copy and paste that. Convenience is one of those words that always kills me. So you need to sell convenience and not just notarizations, right? And one of the comments on my videos was saying like, oh, well, people can just go to the bank and do it themselves. And I was trying to tell one of these people that that's like a common misconception. Yes, people know that you can go to Publix. People know that you can go to FedEx. People know that you can go to your bank and get these notarizations done, but they don't want to do it. You have to understand that there's a big subset of people that either want to pay for the convenience or they just simply can't do it. It's very important to understand that there are people at hospitals that cannot leave, right? There are people in hospitals that cannot leave. There's people at their job that don't want to leave to get a notarization done. They'll rather pay somebody. And I often see this mistake with people that think that money is worth more than time. Because if you value money more than you're worth your time, it's hard for you to see that there's people out there that value their time more than money. Meaning they'll pay money to have some of their time back, and them paying for convenience is where you come in. You are convenient for them. So you're going to their location, saving them time, notarizing their documents. And there is a fee that can be paid for doing such things because you are buying them their time. You are giving them more freedom in their life, and there is a price tag associated to it. So if you're just thinking about it as, hey, I'm just doing notarizations, I can only charge $2, $10 or whatever it is, then of course, it's hard for those types of people to understand like, oh, I can make $5K a month from this additional to what I'm doing in my job. But when you understand that, your mind opens up more and it's like, oh, okay, all right, what else can I charge for? How can I make more money out of this to make this process even more convenient for my customers? So that's what you have to understand. That's super important. That's like step one. Remember that you're selling your convenience. You're not just selling your notarization. People pay when you come to them, even if you do it after normal business hours. To be honest with you, if you're one of those people that are like, oh man, I can only do it after business hours, well, even better for you, because now after hours, you can charge a fee on top of that. You understand what I'm saying? So don't think that just because you have your job, it's going to limit you from getting to the next level. That's more a mindset belief that needs to be broken. That's a mindset shift that needs to happen. Next up, you need to stack your weekend appointments. When I say you stack your weekend appointments, if you know that you're going to be tired after work and you're not able to do notarizations on that time, that means that you need to make sure on those weekends is dedicated towards your business. It needs to be dedicated. I mean, you wake up, go to church, do whatever you need to do, have your fun, but the rest of that day, you need to have your appointments back to back. Of course, leave a small amount of time between so you can get to each appointment and have time to like get gas and a break and stuff like that. But other than that, stack your appointments, because those Fridays, those Saturdays, and those Sundays, those are going to be your time to recoup as much money as possible because you're working through those 9 to 5 hours. And because you're working through those 9 to 5 hours, you have a little bit less time, but it doesn't matter because you can charge more because it's after hours. So during the week, Monday through Friday, you can charge more when it's after hours. So that kind of works in your favor. And then you could charge more even if it's on the weekends because it's not during working hours. So you just have to open your mind. Don't think like, oh, I got this 9 to 5. I can't do anything like that. No, you just have to think about it differently. What can you do differently to make it work? Think about it like that. So one of the things you can do to like save your time, you can pre-book your appointments in advance. So pre-book appointments in advance. So if these are people that need stuff done and they can go through your website and book you, you can just go ahead and put them on a schedule so you know ahead of time. Charge them up front, like I always say, put them in your schedule so that way you can fit them in. You know that you can work around it because it works for you and you're not there having to struggle to make it to the appointments. You know exactly when everybody needs to have their stuff done. You can still spend time with your family and you can still make extra additional income on the side that can even replace your main income. So if you can book these out in advance as far as possible, especially if people don't need it immediately, that's even better for you. Way better. Excuse me. So yeah, just need to do that. One of the things that'll make your whole process a lot easier is a simple booking link too. With a simple booking link, once you know what type of thing, what type of document or what type of service that person needs, you go ahead and send them out a link. It'll make your process so much smoother rather than having to talk to them. You just send them a link, they pay it. At that point, you then go ahead and service all the jobs that they need. And then you're on the races from there. You don't have to sit there and do the monotonous task of taking out all the information. You're just going to go ahead and send them a link. They can fill out their information if they need to. Once it's done, you can go ahead and go to the location and notarize your documents. Doing that is going to free up so much time for you, especially when you're at work. Because when you are at work and you're not able to get that client's information, if you just have something where you can just send them a link really fast, or you just automate it to where it sends them a link, at that point, all you're doing is just relaxing. You're chilling. You're waiting for them to fill it out. When you get that notification on your phone, you already know when you're going to do it, and you're already gonna know what days and times you're gonna schedule the appointment for within your working hours, so you can get that job done. So it's really simple. It's not too hard. The hardest part with having a 9 to 5 and trying to get the business to work is your mindset belief thinking that it can't be done. Honestly, that's the biggest thing, is thinking that it can't be done and not being serious after you get off your job. I said a lot of people get off work, they start chilling. You open up that Netflix, you open up that TikTok, you open up the Instagram, open up Facebook, whatever your vice is, you open up your Disney Plus and you just start relaxing. But then you still want your business to grow. But how is it going to grow if you're at work and then when you get off work, you're relaxing? Doesn't work like that. You have to put in the work somewhere, and you either better choose the weekends, you better choose after work, or you better choose both. But think about it like that. And another thing I would say is just like skip the low paying jobs. I'll just go ahead and save you some pressure that I had to go through. The low paying jobs are just going to waste your time. They're not going to excite you to go out and actually complete this work as well. So the ones that are super low paying, and you still have to drive to the location, you might as well skip out on those. Just do the ones that are most important. So don't stress it. Sit down, implement all of these success strategies like I've been telling you. And that's how you can build that extra $5K a month. That will help you get to the next level. I wish somebody would have told me this stuff earlier, so that way you can actually do what you need to do. So yeah, that's really the big picture. That's the big picture on what I want you guys to understand. So make sure to take a screenshot if you need of each one of these and implement it. And if you're trying to get to that 5K a month, that 10K a month, or just build your real notary business, no problem at all. And I'm not talking about like just random jobs here and there. If you want to actually have the right system behind it, and you want access to the full system that I use to build my 7-figure notary business, then like I said before, the free training is going to be in the description below. You can go ahead and click on that. And then there I'm going to show you how it works. I'm going to break down the back end and pull up the numbers live so you can see it for yourself. But as always, stay blessed. I'll see you guys in the next video. Keep your head up, focus, and see you guys when I see you. Peace.